Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the NewsX Debate with me, Frank Pereira. Now, in the day of dramatic developments over the Colgate scam case, the CBI director today said that his agency was very much a part of the government, indicating that it was justified in showing the status report to the Law Minister. His comments came even as Hareen Rawal quit as the Additional Solicitor General, a day after he blamed Attorney General G.H. Wahanwati for influencing the CBI probe into the case. The CBI said UU Lalit will represent the agency in the case. Well, in a major embarrassment to the government, of course, the Supreme Court today pulled up the CBI for sharing the Colgate probe report with the government. The Supreme Court said, joining me on the debate on NewsX tonight, of course, from the BJP, Captain Abhimanyu Sindhu, from the Congress, Professor Saifuddin Soz, Anita Katyal, political analyst at Guru, Prahlad Kakkar, former director of the CBI, Joginder Singh, and Sumit Nagpal, our legal editor here as well. Professor Soz, I'd like to start with you and ask you a very simple question. Will the Law Minister Ashwini Kumar resign?
Look, he knows better how to organize his defense. I have many other things to say. I want to talk about the Parliament's deadlock, and you can ask me a question about the Honorable Supreme Court. But I am not here to say anything on Mr. Ashwini.
But why is the Congress so vehemently defending Ashwini Kumar over the last few days? We've seen several senior leaders of the Congress coming out and defending him.
No, it is your understanding. My understanding is different.
Okay.
I am this time prepared to tell you something about Honorable Supreme Court, or tell you something about the lawmakers of India, that is the Parliament of India, why it is in deadlock. Does this happen in any democracy this way? What the BJP is doing? They are obstructing the debate and discussion on these vital issues. How will the country know? We are the lawgivers, and Honorable Supreme Court is there not only to interpret law, but to defend the law. But all the three organs have to function normally, simultaneously. The judiciary, the executive, the legislature. And it will never happen that the polity will be served better if one organ is not functioning. So this responsibility will go primarily to the BJP, because they have a responsibility. It is an opposition, they have to be responsible. Every question will be answered. Nobody can run away from the questions that will be raised by Honorable Supreme Court. Nobody can do that. Okay.
Captain Sindhu, respond to that. The BJP is irresponsible, is what Professor Soz is saying, is irresponsibly not allowing Parliament to function.
That is also, you can't put words into my mouth. I didn't say irresponsible. That word can be used better next time.
Okay. Captain Sindhu, respond to that. Captain, we seem to have some technical problem there with Captain Abhimanyu Sindhu, of course, at the moment. But let's pose a question to Adguru Prahlad Kakkar, of course. I mean, how do you respond to this this particular situation that we have right now? Prahlad Kakkar, should the Law Minister resign for everything that has happened over the last few days?
I personally think yes. But you see, if the Law Minister resigns, then it will open up the Prime Minister for attack from the opposition. Now, as long as the Law Minister is taking the flak, the Prime Minister is relatively safe. So the Congress party is going to defend the Law Minister with tooth and nail, because they don't want to make the Prime Minister vulnerable to attack from the opposition. Secondly, when the Lokpal bill was put up, it was very, very important. One of the issues that was very important was that the CBI become independent of the government. And we can see now why that was so important, because the CBI seems to be acting on behalf of the government rather than as an independent body.
Okay. I understand we've got that line connected with Captain Abhimanyu, of course. Captain Abhimanyu, Professor Soz of the Congress is saying that the BJP should allow Parliament to function the Congress is willing to discuss any matter on the floor of the House, and the BJP is disrupting proceedings, and that's not right. Well, I don't think we fixed that line there with Captain Abhimanyu. Of course, we'll try and get that connected and sort out that particular issue. But let's talk about the legal aspect of it. Of course, Sumit is here with us, who will be able to explain to us in a better manner. Of course, Sumit, it's a very simple question, isn't it? I mean, can the law minister ask a CBI director to show him a report before it is presented? I mean, what does the law say about it?
See, you have to understand one thing, that in this particular case, the Supreme Court has indeed asked the CBI to explain that is there any provision under their rules, under their manuals or rules and regulations by which the CBI functions, which says that a particular report has to be shown to the political executive, and this is something which they have to remember, they have to in fact show to the court. But let me explain you the difference between the two things. One thing you have to understand, that the CBI is functioning under the government. They are prosecuting agency in so many cases. So in many cases, they need guidance from the government. They need guidance, opinions from the law officers or the Attorney General or the law ministry. So they keep writing to the law officers that we need certain opinions. But at the same time, you have to understand is that in this case or in any other case, the CBI cannot share the details of the investigation. So clearly, in this case, if CBI wants to seek certain opinions, then obviously CBI can ask, but CBI can never, or any investigating agency for that matter, they can never share the details of investigation with anybody. They have to submit it to the court, and in this case, if something like this is happening, this is completely, I would say, unethical, or if I may use the term, illegal, because as far as the functioning of CBI is concerned, you can certainly seek opinion from the law ministry or any other law officer, but you can never share the details of investigation with anyone except the court.
Okay. Professor Soz, under whose authorization did the CBI share this particular report with the law minister, with officials of the Prime Minister's office, and of course the coal ministry as well?
I can tell you that I have no knowledge on this subject. How do I know how they operate? I am not in the government at the moment. I can speak of Parliament, I can speak on any subject, but I wouldn't know what they did.
But sir, in this case, would you agree that there was a pressure from the government of India, particularly law minister, on the law officers to make a statement before the court? Would you agree to this effect, that in fact the pressure was there from the government?
You see, this case is now before the Honorable Supreme Court, and let us wait what the Honorable Supreme Court has to say finally.
Okay.
But as of now, my understanding is that it has always happened that Supreme Court has to do its duty as a pillar of India's democratic polity. And it will not always be possible to have decisions from the Supreme Court which all manner of people will like, and it will be to the liking of the executive. Supreme Court has long history of criticizing executive, and executive in a way remains prepared for that. This is nothing abnormal. So let us wait for the final opinion of the Honorable Supreme Court, and executive will automatically react in a particular way, and that reaction will be given, or response will be organized in the Parliament of India. It is not functioning.
Okay.
So therefore my case is very strong that all concerned must allow the Parliament to work, so that opinions are expressed, questions are answered, and the nation will know.
Okay. Okay. Let's bring in Joginder Singh as well, former director of the CBI. Mr. Singh, what would you have done if you were, of course, still in the CBI, and if you were the director and someone came up to you and said, share the report before it is tabled? What would you have done in such a situation?